Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra and on this channel we do all things budget related as it pertains to mine and my husband's paychecks, and every once in a while we get into some planning. And I am going to go ahead and share with you guys my 2026 planner stack. Some of this stuff I'm already using in 2025 and some of it is new for 2026. So let's get into it. Okay, so there is a lot going on here. As you all know, I love planning. I love planner setups. I love budgeting. So a lot that you'll see here has to deal with my budget, has to deal with my work, and has to deal with my personal life and goals for 2026. It is a lot to take in, and some of this stuff, like I said, I've had for a while. Some of this stuff is new, and so we're just going to see what we've got. Okay, let's see. Let's go with what's familiar. So with my budgeting channel, obviously, I have been sharing with you guys my Moterm A5. And if you take a look in here, I have my traveler's notebook where I am housing, of course, my budget info. And with my budget info, it's going to be where we do our paycheck budgets, etc. So that's what I have in here. And this is going to continue over, obviously, into 2026. And then I have my ledger book. The ledger book has been amazing. And by the way, just a quick update as far as where we are. We're running low, but it's okay. We're going to make it work, my husband and I. But here we are. This is going to be where I take this with me every day. It's going to carry with me in my purse so that way I can keep track of our expenses. And it's been working so far for the past 6 months, and I'm going to keep doing it. All right, the next familiar thing that I know that everyone who's been a part of my channel is aware of is my 7x9 Erin Condren dot grid notebook. This here, of course, is where I am doing my content planning. This is where I also house my budget information, but this is where I get a little bit more into detail. This is a little bit also of a creative space for me where I can go ahead and just create pages, layouts, and really think things through. I know I have something coming up soon. You'll be seeing. It is going to be here's for the month of January. What we're going to be seeing here soon is my Q1 action plan. So I'm going to be breaking this down so that way we can know how I'm going to be saving for my high yield savings account, what the plan is for Best Buy, and what the plan is for watch hours. So I'll be getting into that later on, but that's what this is. This here is going to be where I kind of plan out my content. This is where I kind of keep track. Even though I'm keeping track of expenses in my expense tracker, my log, my ledger, I'm going to kind of write down what our habits are and kind of do a little bit more thinking behind what we do so I can be a little bit more purposeful. So yes, that's what this is going to be. And of course, working on our budget. I'm going to be working on our meal planning and really trying to see what we can do. So that is, of course, the 7x9 dot grid journal that I'm using from Erin Condren. All right, something else that you might be familiar with is my Moterm Traveler's Notebook. My little cover here that I use. This is what kind of like started it all when it came to the Traveler Notebook. I absolutely love this Moterm so much. It's amazing. But this is where I'm housing. This is where I'm housing my emergency cash. So this is where I have that just in case something happens and I need it. This is where I have my, I can't open that up. This is where I have my work, where I write down stuff that I need for work. I have my work calendar. And then I did carry my budget with me for a while, but now I write my to-do list for work in here. And I'm also housing my Hobonichi weeks. That's what this is. And this is not something that I will be sharing. because I don't really know exactly how I'm going to use this yet, but I'm using it for work. And my work information is very private, so I don't share this, and that's why it doesn't really make an appearance anymore on my channel, because this is work related. I'm a teacher, so yes, obviously we have to have a lot of confidentiality with the things that we take care of, but I have it in here because when I'm working, this is where I take my notes at meetings. This is where I write down the plan for the whole week, just like straight up. And then if I have to look up what's coming up next, I can pull it out of here. Even though I do need to sit down and update this for the next few months, because the next few months is very, very busy for us in the music world. And I am just like, oh my God, chaos is coming. Okay, so that's work, and I carry that one with me every day. All right, so the other work related journal that I'm using is this here. I had purchased this a while back. I know I had kind of like treated this a little poorly, but it's okay. I got the, let me go ahead and turn to a page that has nothing. I had, for this particular journal for work, I switched it out because I used to have the dashboard layout from Erin Condren. Oh, this candle is going to be so annoying. I'm going to have to move it because I just can't anymore with this candle. I think it's time to take candles out of my office. That just might end up happening. Okay, so here I had the original, and I'll show you in a little bit. But what I have for work is now an academic planner. I absolutely loved this when it came out. It is the lined vertical, which, oh my gosh, if I could show you one of my work days in December, because I redated December 2026 to do December 27th. I can't show it to you because it has too much info. But basically what I do is I'll write my to-do list that I need to get done for the day, and then I check it off. It's like a bullet journal. And then if I don't get it done, I move it to the next day. And then I see, okay, what do I need to get done over here? It has been working wonders for me. I love the lined vertical. I don't typically do vertical planning. I don't. I like horizontal. Horizontal is like my main jive, right? But when it comes to this, the vertical with lines is perfect for to-do list. And I have so much stuff that I have to do at work that having it like this, and then I open it up and I leave it on my desk throughout the day, so that way I can check things off. And then when I'm ready to go home, I close it up and then I put it back in my backpack and it's ready to go, and it stays in my backpack. I try not to carry this one in my purse because it's so big, but if I have to carry it in my purse, I will. But I mainly put this in my backpack so that way whenever I'm at work, this is what I use. I need to write down something. I need to look at what's coming up and whatnot. This is my get stuff done journal, right? This is what I use for work, and it has been working tremendously in the month of December. Like, I wrote in this like heavily and I was like, oh my God, I love this. So that is going to be for work. And then let's see here. A couple of other things that have to deal with my content here for my chaotic budget. I'm sorry I don't have this like ordered in any particular way. But this here, I've shown this before. This is something that I've already been using. But this here is where I plan out what I'm going to do for the day if I'm working on my chaotic budget, right? So like I'll write things down, write things that I need to get done, and then I'll cross things out, right? And then I'll just kind of like see where things lie. If I'm able to work on things, then I put it in here. But you know, I mean, it's kind of been busy. So this is what I have, and I'll have it out here on my desk so I can kind of just write things down. And then if a thought comes to my mind, I'll write down like my notes and whatnot. So this has been really helpful. I got this on Amazon, I think for maybe like a little over $10. I can't remember exact price, but I know I got it, and it's the same brand as the ledger that I like. So I'm happy to help out that company. I like this. It's very nice. It's something that has been keeping me or has been helping me towards my watch hours, because I get to plan things out, but then I also get to see how much time I'm actually putting into my content. So that way I can know, okay, I need to back off, or, oh, you know what? I haven't put any time in. Let's go ahead and let's get some stuff done. So this really helps me for doing that. And then what else? What else? Oh, this here for my budget, my son actually bought me this. I already have one. I showed it to you all earlier. But my son bought this for me for Christmas. He lives in Austin, and he actually lives really close to the Erin Condren store over there. And he bought this for me. I'm pretty sure he bought it on discount. The price down here is covered up. But I was happy because he remembered what his mom likes. And he's like, oh, mom does this, mom does that. And he also got me these pins to go along with it. And he's like, here you go, Mom, Merry Christmas. I was like, oh my God, you know what I like. So I was very happy about that. But yes, I do plan, and I'll probably end up using this one instead of the other one that I bought. Just because he bought it for me. And so I'll be writing things down in here, and I'll be keeping track of all of our bills, everything that we paid throughout the month. As far as like the weekly spending or whatnot, I'll probably just do my cash budget in here and just kind of check things off, my paycheck budgets. And then if I need to do more, then I'll do more, but that's it. I'm happy. I'm going to use this because my son bought it for me, and so I'm definitely going to be putting that to use for this channel. And then here on this here is where I'm housing our real numbers. So remember how I told you guys, if you are new here, I don't share everything on our channel because, of course, my budget is not just my budget. It's my budget for me and my husband and our family. And therefore, there's some things that I can't share, or there's things that my husband has requested that we don't share. And so I have to do those bills prior to what I do share. And so everything that we take out of our account, our savings, our giving, our bills that we have for our house, we don't share all of that because we're trying to really just focus on one debt at a time. And so what we share, of course, is what we're willing to put out there onto the internet, because once it's out, it's hard to put it back in. But this here is the A5 academic planner. Let me see if I can get to a blank. Yes. And it's really nice. I like this because it's the same concept. So here's your calendar. Here's the dashboard, here's the priorities, and then here's a deadline tracker because it's an academic calendar, and it has the same concept where it's just the to-do list. I was really thinking about using this one for work, but I really couldn't keep up with it on this size. I don't know, like it did not have the same effect as the 7x9. And so I just said, you know what? I don't want this to go to waste. So when my budget by paycheck workbook ran out, I started just doing my budget in here. And I know it's like, well, how can you do that? It doesn't have any trackers, doesn't have any like labeling categories, because I just do it all by hand. And, you know, since I do all of our private numbers on here, I can't really show you how I do that. But more or less it looks like in my traveler notebook, like the way that you see it. So it'll go by categories like income, bills, savings and sinking funds, and then the GDGS. It's just that there's a little bit more in there because of the fact that it has our private numbers. But this only goes up until, I believe, July. Yeah, so when this is over, I'm gonna be deciding how I'm gonna work out our bills. Oh, and this cover is from Archer and Olive. I had gotten it many years ago in one of the subscription boxes, so it's just being put to use. It's a really pretty cover. I like it. If I could use it for something else, I would, but for right now, it's housing our A5 academic planner that I'm using for our budgeting, our personal numbers. Okay, and then we're getting down to the last couple here. These last couple here, these have to deal with my wellness, my self-care. I'm going to be monitoring this a little bit more. I'm going to be trying to take care of myself better, and I'll go ahead and I can open this up. If there's ever anything I can't share, I'll go ahead and I'll let you know when it comes to this one. But I think I'm going to be sharing this one with you guys. I might be doing like a weekly check-in as far as like self-care is going, because I do want to take care of myself a little bit better in 2026. I'm just not writing that part down as part of my goals because I just want to do it for me, not because I want to create a goal, but I just need to do it for me. And so I'm using the Petite Planner system from Erin Condren to create this. So I have the daily planner, but I only have this one. I didn't buy the whole set. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this. And that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But what I'm basically doing is I'm going to keep track of our dinners, because once I'm working, dinner is going to be really important. I might even write down lunch because I don't do breakfast. So I might go ahead and write down lunch and then dinner. And then that way I can kind of see, okay, well, what did I eat? And then I'm going to do weekly weigh-ins on Fridays. So that way I can check and see if there's any progress, because in a month I should be able to lose 2.5 pounds. That is, of course, what my plan is, but I'm not just going to be doing this for my weight. If you can see here, tracking for wellness, I wrote down a couple of things. It's like, write down my steps when I can. Exercise, what days did I exercise? Did I eat a salad? Did I journal? Did I drink enough water? What is my weight? Obviously, I have the weigh-in. My mood, was I in a bad mood? Did I have a bad headache? What happened? You know, did I have any situation come up? My period. I'm getting older and my periods have been a little, like, I'm getting them still regularly, but the way that I get them is different. And I know that my body is changing, so I have to kind of keep track of what is going on. And I'm already in conversation with my doctor about what to expect. So I have that. And then, of course, meditation is something new. I think I just need to take a moment to where I sit down, reflect, breathe, and just take in some time. And you know what I did not put in here, and I need to ask for forgiveness, is I just need to pray. I'm going to put that here. I need to pray. I need to monitor when I pray. And I usually pray in the mornings, but I know that I have been putting that off to the side. And so I need to add that as like, did I pray today? Did I take time for me and God to discuss what's going on? And I need to do that. And so it looks like this for the daily. So I'll just check in and I'll write down my mood. This is not going with me. This is staying home. This is not going to travel with me. Even though it's in a system that can travel, is the petite travel, kind of travel notebook style, I guess. But I'm going to try to keep this here at home, and then I'll just do a check-in at the end of the day and just kind of, you know, put in my thoughts, put in my weight, what was my water intake, and I might change that. So I just wrote it on these first 2 days that are in here, and I'll see how well I do that. If I need to change it up, then I'll do something different on these days. But I definitely do want to keep track of that. And this is only good for Q1. So if I decide to continue it, I'll have to see if I can get another one. If I decide not to, then it's no loss because I didn't buy all of them. I just bought the one. Self-care. This is something I really want to sit down and kind of think about. Like here, self-care that works. I know self-care that works for me and I don't get it done often is a pedicure. I love getting pedicures, but they're just so darn expensive. But I have to try to see if I can save up some money for that. What self-care looks like this week. So this is where we keep track of the week. Here's where it says the daily water intake. Did I take it? Did I drink all my water? Which I'm going to be better about for sure. Moods and feelings, positive thoughts for the day, moods and feelings. So this is something for me to check in at the end of the day, right? At the end of the week. Let's see, how many times is this here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, there's 8. There's only 7 days in a week though. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, there you go. Apparently they think there's 8 days in a week. Let's see how this week went, what worked well, what to try next week. And so this is what I plan to use to just kind of check in with myself. And I really do need to check on me. I need to work on me. And then here's just a journal where I can write down my thoughts. Like, let's say I do my weigh-in. How did it make me feel? How am I feeling? What are my moods? And then here's a budget book, but I don't think I'm going to use this at all. So it's just going to be in here just to kind of put space, because I already have one that my son gave me. So that's not going to be used. I'm going to use the one my son gave me because I love him. All right, so that is going to be used for self-care. Now, this last one that I have here, this here is my Erin Condren dashboard 7x9 planner. I had gotten the 18 months, so I tore out the last 6 months because I really didn't even use it. I tried. I really did try, but it just wasn't working for me. So what I did instead is I turned it into a journal. And so I wrote out a couple of things here. I don't know if that's stuff I can really show you. But basically I'm just writing in a little bit like every day, because the way that this looks for the dashboard layout is like this, and it's across, and it's just enough for you to write a thought for the day or how things went. And I know that there is one week that I was having that was horrible. That was the week that I had my stress attack. And it was all due to the person that I work with. And it sucks. And it really does suck. But I digress. So I just know that I need to have a moment where I sit down and I write things out. And that's what I plan on doing here. I plan on just writing out my thoughts for that day, how I'm feeling. If I need to buy groceries or I need to do certain things for the house, I can write those here. But yeah, so that is this. I love it. I love coming into this, opening up this journal, this planner, and it helps me to just relieve some stress. And that's what I really am needing right now. So I know that my planner system is quite heavy. It really is. But I feel like I need it all. I feel like I need it all. Do I need it all? I don't know. But I really am happy to have it all. And I'm glad that I have things that I can just go to. And I think I might add one more thing to my planner lineup. And this is just like this is just to like throw into my purse, so I can write down any random thing that comes to my mind, kind of like a brain dump, and just write it out. So that way, whatever happens, I'm just like, okay, what do we got? What do we got going on? Because I feel like I need something quick, easy, something that I'm not worried what it's going to happen to it, that I can be messy in. And that's what I want. I want something to be messy in. So yeah, I'm adding it. There you go. So that's my planner stack for 2026. I know it's a lot, but it makes me happy. It does. It makes me happy. This does not stress me out at all. I want to just hug it. I just want to hug it all and be like, yes, this is mine. All mine. All right, before things get weird, I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Probably won't do another planner stack or discuss any more of this stuff because really this is a budgeting channel, but sometimes budgeting and planning, they go hand in hand. So if you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out. All right, well, I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye.